Is Sanity here with a little bit of a different type of video today. So today we are going to go through setting up basics of setting up a stream on OBS. What is OBS, you may ask? Well, OBS is open source broadcaster or open broadcaster software, which is what you're going to be using to stream, I'm assuming, and this is what this tutorial is going to be for. So go ahead and go to the website, which is obsproject.com, or put in Open Broadcaster or Open Bro and Google will probably finish it for you. So then you can go download and take you to a page that looks like this, and you're going to choose which download you want to do, and it'll take you to it. So 64-bit for 64-bit, 32-bit for 32-bit, etc., etc. Now, when you get into the actual OBS, get it installed, you can find a nice little cherry icon right here. You're going to double click it, and it's going to open up, and you're going to see this. Right? So this is what you will be looking at. Now, what I'm going to go over is getting your actual stream settings set up, and then running your stream for the first time. That way, it just makes it really easy to do. All right, so don't worry about all this yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go into your settings. All right, so all this remains the same. Don't worry about any of it. All right, now first things first, we're going to go over encoding. Encoding is what is the heart of your stream. It is the settings that are going to be running your stream. Now, for quality, I would recommend setting it for 7. And then your max bit rate and your buffer size are going to be dependent on your upload speed. So you would go to speedtest.net and get your upload speed. And a good place to start is use half of your upload speed. So whatever your upload speed is, you're going to want to use at least half of it. So if you have 3 megs of upload speed, you're going to use 1.5 or 1,500 in here and see what it looks like. Now, it also depends on what you're streaming in. If you're streaming at 720p, which is what most people stream in, anywhere from 3,000 to 500 or 500, anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 is acceptable quality, and not only acceptable, it's actually really good quality anyways. So don't worry about that. For your codecs, also depending on your upload speed. For me, I use 128 because I find it to be the good balance of quality and bitrate. But if you're looking for just minimizing your bitrate usage as far as audio is concerned, 96 is good and is perfectly fine. Alright, so that's your actual encoding settings, and you will be tinkering with these as the stage goes on. So don't worry if your stream looks a little weird at first. That just means you need to come back in here and tinker with it. If you use up too much bandwidth, it means you need to come back and lower this. If you use up if you have more bandwidth, you can allocate, and you want more quality, you're going to want to try to raise your bitrate a little bit. Keep in mind with bitrates that whatever your upload speed, whatever your bitrate is that you're uploading, people have to be able to download. Your viewers have to be able to download, so keep that in mind when setting this. You don't want to set it too massively high so that your viewers can't actually watch your stream without lag, because that would look weird. Now, for the live stream service itself, for mode, you're going to want to go to live stream. You're not making any kind of file output. They have a bunch of these you can put in, but most people I know use Twitch. You would choose, if you're using Twitch, go ahead and hit the thing that is closest to you, the server. You want to go and find whichever server is closest to your location. For me, it is this one. So next, you're going to want to go to your stream key. Now, this will be different for every person depending on what you use, because I can't tell you where to get your stream key from YouTube or any other site because I'm not sure. Generally, it'll all be looking the same though. So what you do is go to Google. If you're using Twitch, type in your Twitch stream key. It's going to take you to twitch.tv/broadcast. You are going to hit this link and sign in, and you will find your stream key there on that link. Alright, so once you find that key, put it in here. Then you're going to want to go and minimize network impact. Personally, I have auto reconnect disabled. Some people have it enabled. Just depends on your preference. And if your stream is prone to failing, which isn't a good thing anyways. But then you want to go, if you want to put your dashboard up, for me it's, and for you it would be twitch.tv broadcast/dashboard. So you can pull up your dashboard pretty easily with the click of a button. That way you don't have to do it and keep doing it every time, which is nice. Obviously I'm going to hit no here. For video, it would show your graphics card, and your base resolution would be whatever your monitor is currently running at. Downscaling, you can use downscaling if you're looking to stream. Like if I was looking to stream in 720, I could downscale to 1.5 without having to mess with my monitor settings, which is nice. FPS, most people use 30. Some 720p streamers are known to stream in 60 FPS, but it's all to the person's preference. 30 is generally a good place to start if you're just setting up, because 60 FPS requires more hardware and more bandwidth to be able to do. Disable area at setup or at startup. I have this enabled because it saves you just a little bit of extra resources that you can allocate elsewhere. Alright, and then we are going to finally go to audio. Make sure your audio microphone, if you're using a microphone, is set to your microphone. And I usually use default, but I only have one desktop audio device. So if you have multiple, you might want to set your desktop audio device to whatever you're using. Another thing is, if you're using a microphone and you find that your microphone is lagging behind your image, is that right? We think, hold on. Yeah, I think that's right. No. If your mic, yeah, if your microphone's like, yeah. Alright, that's right. I'm sorry. I had to think about it for a second. Been a long night, but if your microphone's lagging behind your image or just out of sync, you would go into your mic time offset and just boost the milliseconds until you find that your microphone is actually caught up to your picture. Or no, if your microphone's hitting before your picture, there you go. Sorry, see, I knew it was that. If your microphone's hitting before your picture, then you're going to want to use your mic time offset to boost and get that synchronized. Alright, moving on. We're going to advanced. In advanced, you don't really have to worry about much. Use multi-threaded optimizations. Yes, you will want to tick this if you have a quad core, hexacore, or 8-core, or any type of core that has multi-threading enabled. Your process priority class, leave this at normal. Scene buffering time is good at 400. For your x264 CPU preset, for now, leave this at very fast. Don't mess with it. It causes the stream to put more strain on your CPU in order to get better quality. So if you have a really good CPU, you can try lowering it, but for the most part, leaving it at very fast does the job. Alright, so that covers all your basic settings that you're going to need to do and get all that set up before you start streaming. Now, once you want to start streaming, there's 2 ways you can do this, 3 ways if you have a capture card. If you don't have a capture card, disregard the second way, or the third way that I'm going to explain. Alright, first way I'm going to explain it is through window capture. Window capture is pretty simple. You're going to want to open up 2 windows though, one for your monitor capture, once you can test it. So you're going to want to go and preview your stream. Okay, so it's, as you can see, it's got my monitor displayed. So if I want to display my monitor in between my games or something like that, or any transition periods, I can do that and use my monitor for that. If I want to show people something, or actually even end up recording with OBS, you can do it and record your monitor that way. Now, most people, I assume, are going to be playing games, so the first way you can do this is using window capture. So you would go to your window capture, open it, you can name it anything you want. You would go for, I usually use entire window. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. And then your window would be whatever game you're going to play. So if you're playing Minecraft, Psychonauts, whatever, you would put it at that. And then you hit OK and have it open. Now, the thing you're going to need to note is your game is going to have to be set in windowed or borderless mode, which is borderless windowed, in order for that method to work. So keep that in mind, or else you're going to get this, which is like a massive amount of flashing and generally not looking too great. So, alright. So we're going to remove this. now we are going to discuss the second way, which is game capture. Now, most people I know use window capture. The only other thing to note on window capture is you're going to have to put in your executable each and every time. It's a little bit of a pain in the rear, especially when you have multi-client games, or League, or any other games like that. So, a little bit of a pain in the rear, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Second method is game capture. Game capture allows you to use full screen, but majority of the time it does not give you the same performance that window capture does. So just test it and see. You can use them on games that do not allow you to have windowed mode though. So you go to game capture, choose your application, whatever it may be. I don't use the stretch image to fit the screen. Honestly, I use it, leave it the same way it is, and hit it on your application. It should show up right down here in your bar. So if I wanted to show off Google Chrome, for example, obviously Google Chrome is not going to pop up unless I actually have it up, but you get the idea. So it'll show up, but you can use that way to stream your full screen games in full screen. So which one to use, it's just all up to you. Whatever performance and whatever gives you the best performance is what you would look for. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this. So it just explains on basically how to get it set up and what you would do. So you would right click on this, hit add, and go to whichever one you wanted to add. Now the only other thing I could think is the third method, which would be if you have a capture card, you go to your video capture device. There goes my capture card right there. And you can configure all your custom configurations here if you want to, or just leave it the same. And hit OK. So that's pretty much that. And then when you're actually streaming, I'll show you what I mean. You'd hit start streaming, which I'm not. Well, actually, I don't have to hit start streaming. I can just show you from right here. You're going to watch this little thing right here. Now what this little thing is it is monitoring your upload, what you're transferring to the servers currently at the present time. You're going to want to watch this and make sure this little bar stays green to yellow, preferably green. FPS is whatever FPS your stream is currently running at, so whatever FPS you have it set up at. It is generally good that your FPS does not fluctuate at all. You want it to stay at a solid 30. If you're streaming at 30, and then drop frames. What drop frames are, the best way to explain it is that your stream cannot actually keep up rendering on your upload speed the amount of frames that your stream is actually putting out. So if you have drops or spikes or get throttled by your ISP, or have drops in your ping or your latency or your connection, you're going to have drop frames. And if your bandwidth exceeds the limit of what your stream can handle, or what your upload speed can handle, you're also going to get drop frames. And essentially it causes your stream to just drop the frames and not display them, so it ends up looking really choppy and really bad. So you want to be able to keep your drop frames to a very, very minimum. 0% is best. But sometimes if you have a small amount of drop frames over, say, an hour, don't worry about it. It's not really that important, but you can tinker around the settings and see if you can get it to stop at the same time. So I think that pretty much concludes everything, and I'm just going to go over this one more time because I want you guys to be able to get this. If you want to stream in 720, the way I would recommend doing it, because I have my custom monitor, as I said, you go to your resolution, dial and scale, and here you can see all the different resolutions. So if I wanted to stream in 720, I would hit 1.5 and it would downscale it to it. And it's pretty much the best way to do it. But if you don't want to do it that way, you can manually configure it in the scenes as well. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty basic tutorial on how to get your stream set up and just different settings. The only other thing I could add would be this. When you were setting up your stream, if you want to add in, like I have my overlays and all that good stuff that I put on. You would use your images and image in your overlays, and then you would take them, go to your edit scene right here. You see these little boxes. You would click and drag and move as you please, and you can use shift to actually change things out and while keeping like an actual aspect ratio on things. So you see how, or you know, that's, yeah. See, we go and see how it just kind of sticks and keeps that solid ratio. I can't really do anything with it. Hit shift and you can pretty much make it whatever you want. Like go shift and it pops back into normal. So that's pretty much the only other tips I have. Hope this tutorial helps you guys set up some of your streams and get your stream problems resolved. If you guys have any other questions that you would like to direct towards me for setting up streams, feel free. I'll go ahead and read the comments. You know, just leave me a comment. I'll see what I can do to help you get it set up. Main thing to remember is don't set your encoding. Don't set your match bitrate too high. Don't set your buffer size too high. And just tinker around with it a lot. I mean, it takes a while. It takes probably about an hour or more. You know, really just solid tinkering to just figure out what works best for you. And it could take a little less time or a little more depending on how efficient you are at this. But hope this helps you guys get some of your streams set up. And if you have any questions on OBS in general, leave them in the comments. I'll see if I can help you guys. But thanks so much for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you guys on your live streams.